when you look down this schedule, this was a game that you pinpointed there and you said this one could be pretty big.
Just a couple of weeks ago, things looked very good for the Charlotte Bobcats. Talked to him last night, and he said it was kind of a bittersweet day at practice on Thursday.
Hope to earn points in the hopes of making the Olympic team.
For more perspective, now we bring in big stuff. Gracious enough to give us time tonight.
The Panthers were going to get in their playoff game Saturday night. They were going to be familiar with their opponent.
And as you can tell right now, it's a celebration. Also had a chance to talk to Denny Hamlin, and here's his take on the situation.
The team on their way to Chattanooga will they'll battle for an unprecedented third straight national championship.
Then you showed what you guys are made of here through the playoffs.
It couldn't be no better, man.
But it was the boys from Penske in the end that got it done. Tonight, they're going to honor her with this emblem on the helmet.
This is something that's going to be talked about for a long time to come.
Good evening, everybody. Vladimir Radmanovich was in Miami tonight, hoping to make his debut against the Heat, but he was forced to the role of spectator because the Lakers had not completed their physicals on Shannon Brown and Adam Morrison. So instead, Charlotte was shorthanded again, including the absence of Raja Bell. We pick it up in the second quarter. Sean Singletary hits the three. Bobcats up 6, but they would trail by 4 at the half. On to the third. DJ Augustine connects on one of his 6 3-pointers. Scored a game-high 27. Bobcats up 53-50. Cats down late. Raymond Felton makes it a 4-point game, but the Bobcats will lose their 5th straight, 96-92. If you looked at the remaining schedule for the Charlotte 49ers and circled the games you think they'll win, you most likely wouldn't pick today's game against Dayton. The Flyers playing for the top spot in the Atlantic 10. Head coach Bobby Lutz excited as always. Second half, DeJuan Harris. Here comes the showtime. Half-court alley-oop to Charlie Coley. He finished with 9 points and 11 boards. Then Lamont Mack with the miss. But Rashad Coleman there to clean it up. And then the duo does it again. Mack, the miss. Coleman, the follow. He finished with 14 in the afternoon. Then Mack offensively hits the turnaround jumper. Game-high 20 for him. And Harris getting bumped all the way, but he'll take it all the way. He had 13 points to go along with a career-high 12 assists. His 3rd straight game with at least 10 helpers. The Niners upset the Flyers 79-66.
DeJuan was spectacular, to handle 1 or 2, 3 guys guarding him and playing 39 minutes. I wanted to rest him a few minutes more than I did. But
Coach said to play as hard as you can, play to the point where you're so exhausted. And tonight, or today, this afternoon, I felt that way. It felt even better that I know I was coming out on the floor on top and with a victory.
NC State on the road at Virginia Tech. Just over 2 minutes to play. Ben McCauley in the lane gets the shot to fall. State was up 8. Now time winding down. A.D. Fasalo hits the jumper on the baseline. Game tied. We go to overtime, and that's where the Hokies will pull out the 4-point win, 91-87. Wake Forest looking to avoid a 3rd straight loss, taking on Boston College. Second half, Jeff Teague, good from 3-point land. He scored a game-high 29. Deacons up 5. Then in transition, L.D. Williams with the jam. And then freshman Al Farouk Aminu from the corner for 3 and 26. Wake pulls away for the 17-point win. Setting the starting grid for the Daytona 500 is a complicated process, and step 1 of that process was completed this afternoon at qualifying, where the top 2 spots were decided. And the pole for the season opening race belongs to Martin Truex Jr., who ran the fastest lap of just over 188 miles per hour, beating out veteran Mark Martin, who's returning to a full-time schedule after running partial for the last 2. 2nd through 5 include defending champion Ryan Newman, Juan Pablo Montoya, and the Wood brothers. Bill Elliott 5th. Jimmy Johnson was 6th, followed by Eric Almirola, Travis Quapple, Jeff Gordon, and Tony Stewart. Dell Jr. just outside at 12th. Elliott, Stewart, and Quapple are all locked in based on time. Terry Labonte also in as the fastest former champ. Starting positions 3 through 43 and the last few available spots will be decided following Thursday's dual races. Off to the Pro Bowl in Honolulu. Julius Peppers, wearing a Carolina helmet for probably the last time, sacks Peyton Manning. Then Drew Brees is going to hook up with Steve Smith. This play good for 23 yards. Smitty caught 6 balls for 89 yards. Then watch this play just before the half. Brees airs it out to Larry Fitzgerald. He's as good as it gets. He had 2 touchdowns. NFC comes back for the 30-21 win. We finish up the Checkers wearing special jerseys for Pink in the Rink, the event raising money for groups fighting women's cancer. And after Florida got on the board first, Mike Bayrack lights the lamp, then Michelle Leveille. He gets in on the scoring. Checkers score 3 in the opening period. They hang on for the 4-3 victory. And Nick Watney of the PGA Tour came back from a 5-shot deficit to win at the Buick Invitational.
All right, the Checkers. I love going to those games.
They are
always
very fun.
very,
And I
very
like the
exciting.
pink.
It was excellent. Great cause, great uniforms,
Absolutely.
all around good day.
Thank you, Jared.
Thank you.
Of 2 division giants, with both teams sporting 9-3 records. Jared Latch joins us live from Bank of America Stadium with more on tonight's huge game. Jared?
Well, huge is the term to use with this game, Tiff. The stand's empty right now, but in 2 hours they will be filled with screaming fans. And we have hyped this game all week long and even longer than that, because when you look down this schedule, this was a game that you pinpointed there and you said this one could be pretty big. Well, it is because of where it's being played in the season and who it's against in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When you look back at the first meeting between these teams this season, it was one that got off to a bad start with a blocked punt in which the Bucs took back for a touchdown. Jake Delhomme, 3 interceptions in this game. The Panthers' running game held to just 40 yards. The Bucs' defense stifling the Panthers' zone. That score 27-3 Tampa Bay. Tonight, a new night, and players like Chris Harris expect a special atmosphere.
I can kind of imagine what it's going to be like. I mean, I played in the pinnacle of all games, the Super Bowl, and other guys on this team. I don't think it'll be that big, but, I mean, it's going to be a nice playoff atmosphere. You know, Charlotte's a great city. The fans are phenomenal at home.
They certainly are, and Jared, we know the fans will be fired up, but you were in the Panthers locker room. Just how jacked up are the players for tonight's game?
Well, Tiff, no doubt these players are going to use the crowd to their advantage, try to feed off of them. It was very interesting talking to superstar receiver Steve Smith. He said he loves playing on Monday nights, but he doesn't love it that much because he has to wait an extra day. Here's some more about what Smitty had to say about playing on Monday night.
For guys who look forward, I think it's going to be outstanding. I blurt out the crowd. I don't really listen to the crowd. I hear the crowd after, you know, once I catch the ball, after I catch the ball. But when I'm running my routes, when I'm stuff, I zone it out.
Now, Smitty, in talking about the crowd, said it'll be especially important tonight in this game to eliminate that, tune them out a little bit, because that's one less distraction you have to worry about against the very good Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Another note, offensive lineman Jeremy Bridges arrested last night. According to his lawyer, he will not play tonight, but the Panthers saying his status still unknown. He has been tabbed the Beast. At one time watching John Beeson, you realize why. The second-year player out of Miami has excelled, leading the team in tackles as a rookie, and again this year. His 64 stops, ranking 7th in the league.
Well, going into the season, man, the thing I wanted to do is make sure I didn't make as many mistakes as I did as a rookie. You know, last year was like, oh, it's okay, he's a rookie, but you can't be satisfied with that.
He's got good instincts. He plays both the run and the pass, and you know, he's got good instincts in coverage. And in our league, the ball's thrown around quite a bit. So you know, he's gotten his hands on quite a few balls, and he has a good feel for coverage.
Beeson's play on the field has quickly transformed his role from young player to leader, something he says gives him an extra edge.
With added pressure, man, it means you got to raise your level of play. You know, just kind of being consistent and being reliable. And when they see that, you know, from one of their leaders, I think it trickles down, and everyone kind of steps up their game. And we're really playing for each other this year. It's been a good thing.
When I asked John about what he dislikes about the league, he said that it's the fact that you can lose any Sunday. He said in college you were on the team to beat, so it was unlikely you were going to take a loss. But besides that, he says it's everything he thought it would be, and that he's hoping to play forever. At Bank of America Stadium, Jared Latch, Channel 9 Sports.